So a recent video that I put out about Zak Starkey getting fired from The Who, and there was a certain comment that came in the comment section, and somebody was like, "Oh man, I want that gig. I met so-and-so at some point, and how do I get an audition? How do I get an audition?" And ma'am, I think this is a great topic for a video. Here's the deal, man. It's even more convoluted and harder these days to probably land a gig like that. Now, if you're just in a small town playing small town gigs and you don't have any name recognition and you don't have any contacts, it's going to be extremely difficult to get a gig like that. But how would you be a player from a small town and land a gig like that? Well, just recently, and I posted about it on my channel, Primus, the band Primus was looking for a drummer, right? So the thing was, they had a video submission, just like Shaka Khan was looking for a youngish, cutish rock guitar player and was asking people to send in their video submissions. And so a drummer that had come up on their radar with Primus, that was posting all these cool little playing clips and all this stuff, he got on their radar, and maybe that's how he was seen. But let's think back before about the band Journey and how they found their singer. Neil Sean was up on YouTube searching for singers singing Journey songs, and happened to stumble on a clip of Arnel Pineda singing a Journey song in a club in the Philippines. These are the real-time Cinderella stories of the music business. And here's the thing, man. If you're looking for something like that, maybe you're somewhere where you're not near Los Angeles or New York or Nashville or Austin, or somewhere where you can make, connections with somebody in that business. What you need to do is you need to build your online following. If you wanted a certain position in a band, or you're good at a certain style of music, posting clips of you playing that music, creating a following, building something. I mean, even look at the guy that headlined Coachella just recently, Benson Boone. Now, he had tried out for American Idol and ended up making the cut, but decided to step aside and just work on his career by himself. And I think that's what people need to do, man. You need to be proactive. Sure, if you're in Nashville, you could do it the old-fashioned way, and this is how I got gigs. I played lots of, low-dough, crappy gigs with some great musicians and build a reputation as a guy who would come in and play his butt off. And after years of doing that, got the call one day, hey, you go out on the road and play with this artist, go out and do this, and started getting opportunities like that. That's the old school way. That's the earning it the hard way sort of way. And that's one way to do it. And if you're in a town like Nashville or New York or LA or somewhere where touring acts leave from, then that can be a very real part of your reality, and you should pursue it that way. You should also be building your online presence. And I think there's a lot of musicians that I know in Nashville that are solely just doing the live thing, and they're not out there, with a social media presence. So they're losing an avenue to promote themselves. Now, I'm guilty of that. When I was working in Nashville and playing real gigs and being on the road and all that, I wasn't taking full advantage of the opportunities that online media presents to us. So I would suggest, man, for anybody looking to get one of these gigs, or be, if you have a certain style or a certain thing that you do, man, let the world know. Let the world know, no matter where you are, if you've got a talent, people will start to notice. And I know it's extremely hard to get clicks. I know it's extremely hard to get likes. It's extremely hard to find an audience. And when you're full time playing or working or doing other things, that can be a very difficult thing to establish. But it is really a 1-2 punch. If you have that strong online presence, if you are playing gigs and making connections, man, that's pretty much a no-brainer. Something is going to happen for you. And what it's going to do, you're going to learn new skills working on your social media. I'm learning new skills being here on YouTube. I'm learning editing. I'm learning how, getting better at doing things. Each video hopefully gets a little bit better, although my style with videos is lo-fi. My style is largely unedited. And that's largely what I do on this channel. But I do mix it up from time to time and learn new things and learn new skills. And, in order to get an audition with a band like The Who, man, that's going to be a really tough thing to do. Older, more established players like that, an older, more established band are less likely to take a chance on a rookie. They're probably going to have somebody waiting in the wings. Look at what ZZ Top is doing. They're using one of their crew members. First, a crew member took over the bass slot, and now a crew member is taking over the drum spot. Why is that? Well, look, man, they've got tried and true people that they've been out on the road doing the work, doing the hard work every night. And basically, they don't want to take a chance on bringing in some greenhorn or bringing in a different personality. And when you're older, you get more set in your ways in that. So that is probably why those slots didn't open up for auditions. They weren't looking for the next badass, shredding Texas shuffle drummer. And granted, Frank Beard is supposed to come back. So, getting a temporary replacement like a road crew member makes complete sense. He probably already knows the show. He already has an idea of, everybody's personality and how to fit in to that. And that is a reality. Getting a audition, like that's not going to happen. Getting an audition with The Who, they're not going to, at their age, at the ripe age of 80-ish, they're not going to hold cattle call auditions. And, a cattle call audition, man, every musician dreads that. It's very tough to stand out. It's very tough to shine in a situation like that. My advice, if you do get a cattle call audition, dress the part, look the part, be the part, learn the music inside and out. Know what every musician in the band is playing. Learn live versions. Learn the record version. Learn any different arrangements that they may do. You may have to go and watch several live videos to pick up the nuances of what that band does live. And try to anticipate these things. Be so prepared. Go in with a positive attitude. I know it sounds like a simple thing, but a smile on your face, be upbeat, be positive. The band could be going through a very difficult period. They just lost one of their members. Maybe one of their members died. Maybe one of their members had substance abuse issues. These are all the reasons why positions open up. I've seen it happen time and time again, especially with the drinking thing. Man, many times a band member gets the boot because they're drinking too much. They get too deep in their cups, and it becomes a problem. And so you need to go in there and realize these guys are just looking for a fresh face. They're looking for new blood. They're looking for somebody they can fit in, somebody who has a positive attitude, somebody that is pleasant to be around. And that is the reality of, getting one of these auditions. If you get a cattle call, go in there and be over prepared. Be extremely positive. Know everything about the artist. Know the things that they like. Know the things that they dislike. And be able to adapt. Don't talk about subjects that may upset them. That would be a key point. If you get to even have a conversation with the artist, you're going to have to do a really good job before they sit you down and interview you, actually talk to you and try to get a feel for who you are. If you knock them out with your performance, if you play the way that they want, a player to play, then they're going to interview you and get to know you as a person and see if, hey, can we vibe with this person? Can we trust this person? Is this person going to be reliable? And these are all things that getting a gig, we joke on my channel, get the wig, get the gig. But man, having the right look for the group that you're auditioning for is a huge part, man. It's part business, but it's part show. We are in the show business. And, unless you're a jazz player, playing in a jazz band that has no concern. But here's the thing, man. You don't show up for a jazz gig in spandex and a cut-off t-shirt and a headband. So everybody has an image, man, even a no image of a flannel shirt and, an old pair of jeans. That's still an image. And you need to be able to fit into that image and look the part. So look the part, know all the songs, know every part of every song, know how to sing the songs, know the harmony parts, know the different arrangements. All of those things, if you even get a shot at an audition. But build your brand. Build your brand. Make a presence, man. It may seem like when you're starting out online and posting playing clips or whatever, that nobody's watching, nobody's listening. I've been there. I know how it feels. It's not a great feeling, but man, you've got to start tweaking your content and start figuring it out, because that's the world we live in. And if you're living in the middle of nowhere and you want a huge gig, you're going to have to master it. You're going to have to learn to master social media. Build your name, build your reputation, build your brand. And then, maybe just then, you will get the call.